think the better duo is? Like, I've been seeing this make its round. You've got Watt and Highsmith, Harrison and LaMarr Woodley.
100%. If Wood lazy ass would have kept his ass in shape in the offseason, hey Mark, them boys would have had 85 apiece. 85 apiece, about 10 interceptions apiece. And that would have been hell, boy. That would have been hell if Wood would have kept his leg. Matter of fact, we got to get Wood on the show.
All right.
But when I say between Debo and Wood, we talking about 280. 280 outside linebackers. 280 outside linebackers. That was athletic. We ain't talking about just stiff robotic. I'm talking about who can actually move, catch picks. Man, listen. In my era, them two right there, Lord have mercy. But Wood knew he was good. He knew he was that good. He wasn't tripping. Like training camp, man, he used to tell Coach T. Coach T will tell you this. Wood used to tell Coach T, hey, Coach, I'm not doing tight ends versus outside linebackers. And you know why, right? This in the meeting. Why would? Because can't none of your tight ends block me. Really, none of your offensive linemen can block me. So why you want to put me with tight ends? Like, Coach, you know I'm not doing it. Well, Wood, you got to get you a couple of snaps, though. Wood, give him a couple of snaps. Sit down. Come back after practice, and you know Coach T just being petty. He already know it. Hey, Wood, what you do against tight ends versus outside linebackers? Now, you really want to embarrass these tight ends like this, Coach? You really want to put this in front of all these people? What I did to the tight ends? Yes, I do. So him and Coach T had a good relationship when it came down to that. I think I'm going to tell you how cool the relationship was, Mark, between Coach T and Wood. At the time, Coach Rex Ryan with the Jets, right, as the head coach. And Coach T used to pick on Wood about something. And Wood was like, well, Coach, just trade me. I'd rather go play with Rex Ryan. I think he's better anyway. Like, that's how
he's saying that to the man who's his boss.
In the meeting.
So in front of the other teammates.
In front of us.
Oh my gosh.
What,
wow.
Them two, how me and Paul Rooney relationship was.
Yeah.
That was Wood and Coach. Only Wood can get away off of what he was saying. But Wood and Coach T, yeah.
What did Mike Tomlin say in response? Did he just ignore him and keep it moving? Or like, how do you even respond to that?
Nah, Coach T come back. I really can't say it's comeback because he's still coaching. So that says a lot about
I got you.
Coach T. But Coach T comeback he always had that thing loaded. You say something to Coach T, he gonna empty the clip on you when it came back to comebacks. So, but them two, man, don't get me wrong. TJ and Alex, golly. I mean, they're still growing as a duo. You feel me? TJ already got plus 85, and he only played 95 games. So I got plus 85 sacks, and I only played 95 games. I think Debo had 100 and something games with 85 or 83 sacks, something like that. Like, TJ just I don't know, bro. Stop talking about everybody DPOY, man. It's TJ. It's TJ.
Let me piggyback off this, Ike, because like everyone's like, oh, Micah Parsons. And like, look, there's a lot of great defenders in the league.
Right.
If he breaks his own sack record and he's not Defensive Player of the Year, what are we doing?
Right.
He's leading the league in sacks through 5 weeks with 8. And then Highsmith, he might not have the sack total this year. At 11 pressures this last week, and the strip sack forced fumble came at the time that you need it to. And it's Highsmith. So since the 2022 season, Highsmith has the second most fourth quarter sacks in the NFL. So when you're double and triple teaming TJ Watt, Highsmith's the guy who's taking advantage of those one-on-one opportunities time and time and time again. They're special. They're special, like.
No. They definitely. It's just with TJ Mark. It's rare to see a outside linebacker be instinctive like a cornerback. It's or safety. It's just rare to see. I think off of his career, I think he got 6 or 7 interceptions. Like that's rare, and I call him Johnny on the spot because wherever the ball at, for some reason TJ always pick it up for a touchdown, or he always hopping on top of that thing, or he calls him for his fumble. So
He's a magnet.
yeah, it's just it's rare. It's rare when you, especially at the line of scrimmage. You know, some of the interceptions where TJ just jumped up at the line of scrimmage and Cincinnati picked the thing off, Cleveland picked the thing off at the line of scrimmage. So it's like it's rare to have that kind of hand-eye coordination for a guy who, 265, 270, and just have a knack on picking the ball off. Like, usually when you talk about linebackers, if they got 6 or 7 picks, they're 5 or 6 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and it's usually inside linebackers who be having them picks because on certain coverages, like cover 3, they're sitting in the middle, they're getting tips and overthrows, or they're reading his own coverage real well, reading the quarterback eyes real well. You never see somebody who's at the line of scrimmage get them kind of picks like TJ Watt. So that's what makes TJ so special. Forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, and Alex Highsmith calls the fumble. Guess who on the spot? TJ gonna pick it up and run it in the end zone, and he's gonna do the prime time. That's exactly what happened. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the duo, I think it's still a young duo between Alex and TJ, but just like peer in my generation, James and LaMarr, they was because they was doing the same thing TJ doing. It's just TJ doing it at a faster rate. That's all.
There's more passing in the modern NFL too. Like,
Right.
My last word on this would be this: after the game, my mom calls and asks me, Dad, hey, how'd you like the game and everything? And the very first thing my dad told my mom after the game was, TJ Watt was worth the price of admission alone. How many defensive players can you say that about?
See, that's now your dad could have mentioned anybody. Picture that. Yeah, from either team. He could have said LaMarr, he could have mentioned anybody. The fact that the man said TJ Watt is as advertised says a lot about TJ Watt. You know what I'm saying? So the man tore his ligaments, popped his pinky back.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about that, Ike.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we played. And I tell you, Joey Porter had a golf tournament on Monday, and a couple of the old heads. That's how I know he was born to be a Steeler, TJ Watt. That's how I know I was born to be a Steeler. They said, man, we still remember when you played with a broken arm. And I was like, yeah. I said, I didn't think twice about it. And I was like, how the heck you play with a broken arm? I said, man, I just wanted to be out there with the boys. And they was like, that don't come across your mind? I said, man, once you get on the field, all you're thinking about is, making plays, being a Steeler, helping your teammates. You think nothing about pain. And getting back to TJ Watt, for the man to pop his finger back in place, didn't even know he tore ligaments, gonna have surgery in the offseason, I think. He ain't even worrying about the season. And y'all wrap this thing up, make sure this thing stay intact, and we'll catch surgery in the offseason. But to have that kind of mentality, man, that's what the city, that's what I saw when I was talking to the guys at the golf tournament. That's what the city loved. City loved because it's a blue-collar, hard-working, prideful, small, but it got a big field city, So, and that's, last week when you came, that was my first time over tailgating, and just to hear some of the stories that I forgot and which fans was telling me in my career, I was like, God damn, like this really is black and gold to the soul. So Mark, for you and Pops to come at that particular time, it really was a first for all of us, me, you, Pops, and Howard G, especially when it came to tailgating. But the city of Pittsburgh, they love it. They love their football players. And you gotta love TJ Watt. I'm a huge fan of TJ Watt. And there's a lot of good players in the NFL, Mark, a lot. Aaron Donalds, even you can sniff out the young rookie in Jalen Carter. He has been doing nothing but making noise and causing havoc sitting over there with the Philadelphia Eagles. Even Michael Parsons, when you want to talk about, that side. Nick Bosa, and if you want to say Nick Bosa, who's playing hot right now, is Fred Warner. So say the inside linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers. So it's a lot of guys you can mention for that DPOY, but man, you got to put TJ Watt one, and everybody else got to catch him off of what he's doing. So that's what I love about TJ Watt. And it's crazy going into the game. You have to game plan for him and still can't stop him. Like, we got to try to stop TJ Watt. We need a tight end, or we need a short flexor receiver, somebody chipping with a running back to help our offensive tackle. And he still wind up forced fumble. We ain't even talking about quarterback hurries. So we just talking about forced fumbles and sacks, fumble recoveries, and TJ Watt. So Coach got two aliens on both sides. Coach got an alien in TJ Watt on one side, and he has an alien in George Pickens on the other side. And not too many teams can say that. Your teams, they got an alien. Nick Bosa's an alien on one side, but it just comes to sacks, just sacks. And you got the Trent for me, for San Fran, it's Trent Williams. I know we love Debo. Mm-hmm. I know we love Christian CMC. CMC is definitely an alien. But everything starts with Trent. The Trent is an alien first ballot Hall of Fame. He's a certified security guard.